Alright guys, KidSkillionaire coming back at you with another video. AEW review, 7th of April. Let's get it. Yes, this is your boy, KidSkillionaire here, coming back at you with another review. AEW Dynamite. Show started. We had the Inner Circle in a montage, showing up in a few vehicles, looking completely badass. And then show goes to Adam Page. Adam Page versus Max Caster. A very, very interesting match here. Adam Page is on, on a roll. I think the announcers mentioned a few times how he's the #1 ranked for the World Heavyweight Championship shot. So against Omega, I know longtime fans, we've been kind of waiting for this storyline to come full circle. Ever since they basically were a tag team in the beginning, they're breaking up the elite. We'll get more into that a little bit later. So here we go. Adam Page, Max Caster comes out. Max Caster cuts his rap promo. Did a really good job. There's always a good chuckle here or two with the verbiage he's got going on. I see a lot of potential with him, really. He's a great talent in ring, and promo work is great. It's great. It's probably some of the best in their business right now. Bowen, I know they're a tag team. I know the acclaimed tag team. Bowens just seems more of like the hype man. Anybody who knows a bit about rap knows the hype man is almost like a sidekick in a way. And yeah, Platinum, Max Caster definitely seems like the star of the group. Bowen, I'm yet to be impressed by anything this guy does yet. So going into the match, we have, it's pretty back and forth. There was a lot of interference on the behalf of Bowen, Anthony Bowen coming in and out, trying to throw the boombox into the ring. Let me see, what was his finish? Caster did a great, I think it's the mic drop elbow. Before that, he had a really close fall. Oh, with some brass knuckles. I think he passed him like a chain, actually. So he hit Page over the head with a chain. After the match has gone for a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes. These guys really showcase what they can do. Great in-ring performers. I would have been fine with Caster winning this, actually. Page, I mean, mic-wise, I don't see him quite there yet. He's got the character, just delivering himself on the mic. I think that's the one thing that he was lacking a bit. And yeah, I would have had no problem with Caster winning this. As long as they built him up. Caster did kind of come out of nowhere. He's been off TV for a little while, but this would have been a nice feud, I believe, and Page could have came back, accumulated some wins, and got his win back from Caster. I think that would have been pretty cool little storyline, because right now there's really no storyline for Page. He's hanging out with the Dark Order, and other than that, I guess Matt Hardy is still a thing. I mean, he just came off that feud with him, so I'm not sure where the direction is going right now for him. So next match we got, Tony Schiavone's in the ring. He's interviewing Death Triangle. These guys, they're all great. I don't see them meshing very well together as a group, character-wise. So yeah, Tony Schiavone introduces them, and they get interrupted by the best friends. And Cassidy, Orange Cassidy, actually said a few words, like, "Oh, I remember last time we were in the ring together. This is what you did to me." So it's a very good to pick back up on that previous storyline or that match or incident they had together. We know that the Lucha Brothers or Death Triangle are next in line for the tag team championships. I think that'll be televised tomorrow. I mean, next week on Dynamite, Bucks versus Death Triangle, and it'll be Pac and Phoenix. Yeah, they could do so much better with these guys. Not that their in-ring work is lacking at all, because these are some of the best, but I think when they put that one Hispanic announcer with Pentagon, when he did that promo against Cody, that was great. You know, who's that guy? Let's get him back. Put him with these two Lucha Brothers, and you can even have a more heelish brother than and a face, you know, like Phoenix can be more on the face side, and Penta, and that's why, you know, maybe they lose because of that, because they're brothers, they fight, and they don't always get along. So, but when they are on the same page, then they're like unstoppable, and you know that could be like a great storyline built in. I don't think there's anything wrong with having like a more heelish tag partner and a more I guess babyface type partner, and when they're on the same page, they just run through guys. But you know, their differences is kind of what set them apart. I think that'll be great. And Pac is fine on his own. I mean, he can talk somewhat, and he you know, he's fine. I think we've been waiting for him to get a shot against Omega for the belt, to continue or rehash some of that rivalry they had in the past. So that's definitely interesting. Yeah, did he have a shot yet? No, maybe it was like a season part of Diamond. I'm not sure. So after that, we get another promo. Inner Circle come to the ring. One thing I'll point out is that as baby faces, I'm cool with them singing the Jericho theme. Okay, you know, I know they were coming out as heels and people were singing their theme music, and that was just something that, you know, I was like, you know, you're singing the heels theme. Now that he's a face and the group's face, that now it makes a lot better, makes a lot more sense. So that was definitely a positive note. And yeah, Jericho just laid into MJF, had a few mic burners on him, really laid into him mic wise, and that was great. That was great. I did have issues last week when they made their return and attacked the group in the locker room, the locker room, bathroom. That was definitely way too soon. I saw a couple of podcasts. I agree with Matt Morgan on Wrestling Inc., where he was saying how it was way too soon, despite fans liking, you know, like fans were excited for it. But Chris Jericho talked about how MJF wanted, you know, the main event too soon. He wants to be the GOAT, but he wants to be the GOAT now. And yeah, I can tend to agree. I mean, it was great promo. Jericho went on for several minutes on this. This wasn't a short promo at all, and it really built upon the feud. Really, like I said last week when they showed up and trashed the team, it was a joke. It was a complete joke. Like, why form this group and be behind them, and they're badass, and they take out the other group just to have them be embarrassed, heads in toilets, and just trashed they were trashed the next week. So it's like, why would we, you know, they had a good strong week, great debut, but then after that, it's like, there's no payoff after that. So I was not cool with that last week. Let these teams slowly feud with each other and move them into the main event. You want to have, okay, Sammy versus Spears, we have that one week, and maybe somebody can interfere, and then you got Spears and Dax against Sammy and I don't know, Hager, or mix these guys up, let them continue this feud, and then Blood and Guts, next month, then they can kind of go all out. Now, I feel like not too many people really want to see that as much because of what they did that previous week, So, your heels, they gotta, not necessarily gotta cheat, but they gotta have heat. They gotta have a lot of heat, and it has to have like a big payoff. So you want them to, like, oh man, when the baby face or face finally get their hands on them, then it's like, oh wow, this is what we've been waiting for. And now you're excited when they get their ass kicked. So, them backtracking and trying to build more intrigue, I'm really not feeling it. I'm more interested in the promo work between Jericho and MJF. I think their promos back and forth will be hilarious and super entertaining. Other than that, I feel bad for anybody else with this group going on, because it seems like they're getting the short end of the stick a bit, and they're just there. But next week, I believe we do have, we have Dax versus Y2J, Chris Jericho. So that should be pretty interesting. I hope they do have like a small promo, like maybe Dax can say something in regards to what Jericho said about FTR, because he basically said, FTR, you look, I can't tell them apart, Axe and Smash, this Cash and Dax, who's who, so I mean, they're pretty much the greatest tag team around right now. So, I definitely know who they are and can tell them apart. But we'll see how they respond. I'm interested in their response. I don't want to just see a match. So yeah, a lot of hitters right off the bat. Paige Caster, couple promo heavy interviews. And the Inner Circle really took it to a high level with the promo work on this show here. So let's see. Next backstage segment, we got Christian Cage. Talks about his match against Frankie. I think Frankie looked great in that past match. Kind of carried Cage for a bit. I'm interested in how they use the guy for sure. And Taz actually approaches Christian Cage in the back. He says, hey, I've known you for many years. Obviously they have. And Taz and his group, maybe something with Christian Cage could be very interesting. It was pretty intriguing. Hobbs Cage, Brian Cage, Christian Cage. Maybe they have something there. The Cage brothers coming at you. I hope not, but you never know with these guys. So it'd be very interesting to see where Christian has his next feud or next match. I know him and Starks can really probably knock it out of the park. And yeah. Moving on, we got Air Country and Jurassic Express. This was a very kind of, I don't want to say overhyped, but they kind of did it just for like the advertisement with King versus Godzilla movie coming out. Even though there's only one dinosaur, that the other guys are bears, not gorillas. But okay, sure, get the publicity or whatever, try and ride that, movie fame. I get it. I feel it. Um, this match started off pretty strong. We had a commercial break done at a pretty good time, and it looks like Luchasaurus was going for a crossbody, and he some kind of miscommunication, or it looked like a botch, but they went to commercial and kind of recovered a bit after that, I think. Yeah, Boulder and Branson, the talented guys, they do that cannonball where the one guy carries the other one and he shoots him off, and that's an awesome move. I don't know if that's their finisher or not, but yeah, those guys are they can move for their size. Very hard hitting match there. Let's see. Um, so yeah, Boulder and Bronson, two Bear guys, Bear Country, very promising. I think they would add a lot to the tag division right now. This was a very interesting match, and it wasn't too bad, story wise. I'm not sure if they're face or heel. I know that they had a previous match where they were teaming with the Jurassic Express, but I'm not sure. It was like some miscommunication. They didn't get along, and that's fine. I mean, two guys that tag together that don't get along, that just want to hash it out in the ring. That's what wrestling's fucking for. This is the spot to do it. So I think my feed cut out a bit on this match, and Jurassic Express gets the win. Good win for Jurassic Express. Not sure if they would carry this feud or see where they go next. Yeah, some things are moving in the tag division for sure. After that, we get QT Marshall in the back. He's with Aaron Solo. That caveman guy, what was his name? Nick Camarado. And then, what was it? Antonio, I forget the fucking guy's name, but the boxer. So anyway, you got QT and his trainees, his guys. He was talking about how he was underappreciated by Cody. Agogo, that was his name. Yeah, I'd like to see them get more shine so I can remember these guys. Not so much QT Marshall. I don't really care anything about QT or what he has to say too much. I mean, he is skilled. I mean, he's just character-wise it is not all there. Not really too interesting. But yeah, maybe he can give these guys a rub. Aaron Solo. I mean, I've seen some of his matches. Same with Camarado on Dark. Pretty promising, but we have to know about these guys. Why do we care? So give us a reason to care, and fans will be interested. So yeah, you just gotta get to know them and see what they're about, and the character just has to come across to the audience, and there's a lot of talent on this roster, and I'm only critical because I do want AEW to do well. I want them to succeed, and it's very interesting to see out all these guys and all the talent they have, who can be the next breakout star. And that leads me to Tony Schiavone's weekly segment with Sting. He asked this guy to come out, and sometimes Sting doesn't say anything at all. I'm like, what is going on? Is this the best way to be using Sting? But yeah, so Tony comes out, he has Sting come out, and then Jake the Snake Roberts comes out, and Jake's hilarious. I mean, I don't even think whether he writes it, plans on what he's gonna say. He's like, "Where's your gerbil friend?" Talking about Darby Allin, and that was pretty funny. And then Lance Archer comes out. and I'm not really sure the direction they're going exactly. I'm not sure if him and Sting are going to have a match eventually, or him and Darby. That'll be cool. And I think Lance should definitely get a TNT title run because the guy athletic as hell, nice, huge, big guy, can move for a big guy, and he can work. On the mic, he can talk and cut his own promo. And I'm glad that he's a heel again. I like to see him destroying guys. Promo wise, he is good, but I'd rather have him say a little bit less and do a little bit more action. I remember when he would come out to the ring and just clock a guy and just throwing guys into the ceiling, and that's the Lance Archer that we liked because he was more random with these attacks, and it was like, oh no, it's like nobody's safe around this guy, and that was Murder Hawk Monster, so that was more Murder Hawk vibes, I was getting from him. So that was great. That was really cool. So I'd like for him to get back to that. In the crowd, they cut to Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, right? Okay. Somebody mentioned on social media that they weren't understanding about the pairing of Sky and Page, Ethan Page. I just want to differentiate between last names here. So Ethan and Sky, two guys that said they're being held back, and for Sky, I understand it, but Ethan Page, you just got here. Who's holding you back? You're 2 weeks into this company, so come on, guy. But either way, just the way he comes off a little bit, just it's nothing but a little bit of verbiage to change. Maybe he's just, they're both heels, but pair them together. You don't have to have a plot thin alibi story going, but the two of those guys and Archer, I mean, I don't know, that could be some possibilities. I think Sky's good enough to be on his own, and same with Archer. Ethan Page, not to be critical, but I don't know that much about him quite yet. So maybe in the upcoming weeks, we'll learn more about him and I can, better formulate an opinion. So that'd be interesting. Next, another promo, actually, back to Team Taz. It seems like Taz is like, okay, is everybody all good? Brian Cage is there, and he's been kind of distant from the group. I mean, it all depends on who he's going to feud with, I guess, if he has a face turn, if he goes face, and I mean, the whole group's kind of like in limbo right now. Or have Hobbs and Starks absolute power. I mean, sounds like a cool tag team name, just saying. Hook, he's there, okay. Maybe he'll get a rub and we'll learn more about him, but nobody. And Cage, yeah, we'll see where they go with this storyline. I just hope they don't drag it out too long. Him and Starks could have a pretty good match. I always thought Cage and Taz were best as just themselves, really. But there's so many stables. There's so many factions and stables with this company. It's just it's hard to keep track. And I think Moxley might be the only guy who doesn't have a group. He doesn't. So that fact alone makes him actually a little bit cooler. But he does have Kingston now, and we'll get to that. So next up, what I was looking forward to a lot, Darby Allin versus JD Drake. Darby comes to the ring with Sting. JD Drake didn't really get an intro, no theme music. He was just in the ring. I saw a little bit of JD Drake when he was on Dark. I saw one or two matches. I don't watch Dark heavy, but I did see him on there. I think he had Caesar Bononi and Ryan Nemeth, Ziggler's brother. How most people remember him, ringside. So no introduction, no theme, but he did have new ring gear, and I will say that ring gear did. I think he made it look pretty good in it, no lie. So, and I remember him wearing red. It just looked plain Jane, like nothing really going on with the guy. He's got some new ring gear, so I was like, okay, that helps a bit. Just small things go the longest way sometimes. And this was an amazing match. I best match on the show, hands down. Um, Darby and him, physical, hard hitting, pretty action packed. Let's see, a few distractions by Nemeth. Darby went for, knocked him out of the ring, went for suicida, out of the ring, suicida, diving. Calling these moves sometimes. I'm not a play-by-play guy, so bear with me. But I did get a kick out of how Nemeth he tried to interfere, and then Sting was there with the bat, and just a facial reaction of oh shit, from Nemeth, how he basically hauled ass out of the ring area when Sting was threatening him with the bat, as he does Sting wise. So that was a pretty funny moment. JD Drake hits Darby with a body slam and then a stand-in head drop, stand-in headbutt. Goes to commercial. I'm not too crazy about that picture-in-picture. Come back from picture-in-picture, and JD is on the top rope. Knocks Darby out of the ring. He throws Darby into the ropes, but from the outside, and hits that elbow. And that's, like, I guess, one of his signature moves. I've seen him hit it before on Dark, and it's pretty devastating. It looks like it hurts, like, for sure. Goes for a cannonball for on the outside of the ring. Darby moves out of the way, and he hits the gate. So that looked pretty brutal. This was really, like, hard hitting. I mean, slaps to the face, slaps to the chest, slaps to the back. Darby was on the top rope at one point towards more the end of the match, and JD's like slapping him in the back. And yeah, before that though, Darby does a swanton from the top rope onto JD and Bononi. Bononi was barely a thing in this match, but he did get hit by a swanton, so there you go. Thanks for coming, right? So there was a point in this match where Darby was in a tree of woe, and JD Drake hit a cannonball, and that looked sick, He then goes for a moonsault but misses it. Darby hits he does an avalanche code red for almost a near fall, and then a coffin drop for the win. Very good back and forth match. Like I said, best match on the card. Darby definitely needed this. He needed to accumulate some singles wins. He needed to definitely defend that belt. I know Sting, whatever they were doing with him, it really prolonged that feud with him and Team Taz, where it was kind of unnecessary, like, to prolong it that long just for them to have that street fight from Revolution. So yeah, I think Darby suffered a little bit. Like, he was almost, I don't want to say almost irrelevant as a champion, but he defended it like 2 times in, like, what he said 2-3 months, and that was nothing. So yeah, he definitely needed to get some wins, some title defenses under his belt, no pun. But and this was a great guy to do it under, showcase a great talent. And yeah, this is what Cody was doing. This is why we loved Cody as TNT champion. So this is exactly what he needs to be doing now. Not saying that he has to defend it every week, but every other week, maybe. I mean, you are the champion. You need to be there. You need to, defend your belt, especially as a secondary title. I don't want to use that term, but yeah, let's face it, it is a secondary title. Yeah, you need to definitely put in the work, get some defenses down, even more than a world champion, because that's, they expect more from you at that point. But yeah, very good match. Moving on, we got. Oh, he was attacked. Darby was attacked. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure where they're going with this either. By the what was it? The Matt Hardy home office, Matt Hardy office. He's aligned with Private Party. He's also aligned with Butcher and the Blade. So yeah, they attack Darby, throw him around a bit until the Dark Order come and make the save. Okay, clusterfuck. At the end, I mean, you could have, just had him win, walk out as a winner. Not everything needs to be an attack, an afterbirth, right? It doesn't always have to be somebody's attacking somebody at the end of the match, or it's like just have your match. Sometimes it's over and done. That's but yeah, I'm not sure where they're going with this. Oh, actually, I do. Next week they're gonna have Hardy versus Darby, and I think it's False Count Anywhere. Hardcore match basically. And that would I'm awesome. That's awesome. I'm all for that actually. Matt Hardy versus Darby. I'm all for that. That sounds amazing. And in a hardcore match, basically, that sounds great. I'm just like, where's the build on this? Where's the build? I would watch this on pay-per-view. I mean, where's the build? Like, where is this coming from? Because you attacked him right after the match, and now you get this. I would do it for the belt, and because Hardy ain't probably gonna win this, but yeah, I would just like to see maybe at least 2 weeks build on something like this. Yeah, definitely. I think fans would love this. I'm super psyched about it. So yeah, Dark Order comes to his rescue. I'm not sure why Darby's aligned with them, or if that's even a great idea. But yeah, I guess we'll see how this goes. I know I definitely want to see that match. I would just rather see like some build upon it a little bit. And yeah, so moving on, next match we got going on. Oh, we got Ty Conte and the Bunny in a one-on-one match, kind of building from what they did last week. I guess, what was it? She hit her with a kendo stick and got the win over her. You had Dark Order at the Dark Order at ringside, Matt Hardy office at ringside. I mean, I'm always for seeing more Tay Conti, I'm gonna tell you that. But besides that, yeah, they're both pretty. Tay Conti is actually really good in ring. Bunny is pretty good. The one thing I can say is they both got we both know their finishing maneuvers. The rabbit hole down the bunny hole, whatever, down the rabbit hole. And then Tay Conti with the Thai KO, or DD Thai instead of DDT DD Thai. So that's cool. I think there's a lot of wrestlers out there that don't even have a signature move, or finisher move, which is pretty important as a finisher and a name of a finisher that people can remember. So that goes hand in hand with being a top star. So I wasn't too into this match, but not crazy about women's matches. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything on this channel, but sounded cool. So you got Ty Conte. I think she's runner-up or maybe number one for Sheeta's belt. I do appreciate Sheeta. She was definitely the best champion they've had so far. I like the way they've built her up. And yeah, so I have no problem keeping Sheeta as a champion. I'm not too crazy about face versus face because it's Ty Conte as a face going against Sheeta as a face. Definitely Britt Baker is, especially after what she did in the Thunder Rosa match, definitely probably the one to get that belt next. And then she has like a slew of opponents with Rosa, Shida, Tai Conte. So yeah, I'd like to see some babyface females built up. Well, the whole women's division, really. We already know where that was for quite a bit. But yeah, Conte wins with the DD tie. Decent match. I'm not going to get too into it. And that is that. Main event, Young Bucks and Moxley in a trios match against Omega and the Good Brothers. I just don't really care about these guys right now. Sad to say, but I'm just like, okay, Moxley's cool. He lost the belt to Omega. Omega's getting this run. But who's Omega's next opponent? Is it Moxley again? Because there's really nobody else up on that level. Like who's the next top babyface? You know, they want to build Page to that, but I don't think he's quite there yet. I mean, he could be. I mean, MJF, I was all for winning the belt off Moxley back when they had their feud, and I think that would have been the person to go to. I mean, this guy, give him the ball, man. This guy's going to run with it. I mean, MJF is the guy to carry the company now, and Pinnacle, man, they need to, you know, after that embarrassment that you put these guys through, they need to get the gold. You know, they need to get the gold, and if not now, at least over the next year or so, and they need to really be built up. This elite bullshit, I'm just not feeling it, you know. Go back to the Bucks teasing heel turn now. I mean, what is up with this? I mean, they could have did this 3 weeks ago, you know, when they first debuted with the Good Brothers. So it's almost like they're jerking the fans around. They're like, oh, putting one foot in the water, and then no, you dive in. This is what it is, or is it not? You know, who's who? That's why I didn't really appreciate that FTR feud, because that could have been a great feud, but the Bucks weren't acting like faces. Like, come on, you're going up against FTR, the top heel tag team in the world right now, basically, and you can't act like baby faces to go against these guys, even if you're going to win the belts. Like, come on, let's get it together, guys. Let's get like the verbiage down. Let's get the promos. Let's be more captivating. You know, they're super kicking staff. They're super, you know, what is this shit that you were going to fight the heels by acting just like what a heel would do? That doesn't really make a lot of sense. So yeah, they have a match. Max Buck, or Matt Buck, he's going through these emotions. You know, I'm only for the sappy boyfriend bullshit for so long. Okay, friends, not friends. Let's just get over this shit. Are you with it or not? Let's stop jerking people around, you know? This ain't like a soap opera, or he's in love with Kenny Omega now. Like, you know, I appreciate all these guys and the work that they do, but as it's coming across on television as a viewer, this is the opinion I have to give. And yeah, I'm very honest. So I got to let them have it when it's time to be had. So yeah, they're going for the V trigger, and Nick's like, okay, let's do it. And then Matt's just he just can't compel himself to hurt an Omega, even though they've had tag matches against each other before. So yeah, it's sappy BS lovers. I mean, friends for sure, but borderline. Okay, are you in love with the guy or something? That, you know, it seems like it's kind of just a bit too much drama for like a man to be watching the show. But let's kind of get through it. Kingston was there, so hey, Kingston came limping down the ring. I appreciate how Kingston was selling his ankle injury. You know, he was off TV for what, 2 weeks, You know, he hasn't been in the ring since he hurt his ankle, right? So I appreciate that they were like, okay, let's keep this guy off TV. Not so much like, hey, you go through barbed wire match and have the next match the next night, you know. So let's let's build upon these. So you know, you smack a guy, you put a guy's leg in a chair and step on it, and you say he shattered his ankle. Well, he's not Superman. He's not coming back the same week or next week. You know, he should take some time off because of that. Just like Jericho going through that table, why is he back next week? So tables don't hurt these guys, you know, breaking, you know, this doesn't hurt you. So, you know, let's use a little bit of logic here. And Kingston's awesome. I never realized like how cool he was before, but man, the guy can talk, he can get you interested. Um might look like shit, but he's a talent to be kept for sure. So he comes down there limping, you know, because he's still selling his injury just to get beat up. Um, Magic Killer on the outside stage. And yeah, the Bucks super kick Moxley, and they don't throw up the too sweet, but they come together in a hug. So, like I said, Death Triangle. Um, I remember they were a heel when they beat up the best friends, and the best friends came back out. So obviously they've been face. I don't think the best friends could really pull off like heels. It just wouldn't make sense too much. I'm not with all the comedy shit, but they are an essential babyface tag team to the division, I believe. Um, so you know, yeah, I'd much rather see the Lucha Brothers take the belts from the Bucks and not have Pac in it. But yeah, terrible main event. In-ring action is great. You know, Bucks can go in the ring, Omega can go in the ring, obviously. Um, Even though their stuff is a little bit overdone at times, it's bearable enough. And yeah. So overall, what do you guys think of the show? For me, if I would give it a rating, just going off of Darby's and Paige's match, and it was very promo heavy, which is fine because you do need that to develop characters to have people interested in. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. Super excited for the development of storylines to come. Main event stuff right now is just not too interesting. I don't care. Is Moxley going to face Omega again? Is Paige going to come and get the belt, or just give it to MGF? I mean, the guy's fully capable of running this company for a long time to come. So yeah. What did you guys think? I'm gonna give it a out of 5 stars. I'll give it a 3.5. 3.5. 3.5 out of 5. All right. Thanks for watching. You guys be safe. Take care of each other, and catch you on the next one. Peace.